So like ever since last year, I've been basically timing my I actually put the course, all the obstacles and everything on my watch. So I
Okay.
know what obstacles are coming up next. And then when
Okay.
I get to the obstacle, I hit the lap button, do the obstacle, hit the lap button. And now I can see like what obstacles took me like how much time, right?
Okay.
Right.
Right on.
So yeah, so that's like kind of what I'm going with. And then I'll do the same thing on Saturday or on Sunday, but just skip all the obstacles that I can skip and just do the penalty loops
That's
just
awesome.
to see. Cause I've heard
That's
I
pretty
heard that
fun.
like they're a joke. Like one of the guys that I talked to a lot, he ran Arizona, I think
Hmm.
the super maybe, and he's like one of the guys skipped everything and he was faster than me. Like he would like he'd see people go into penalty loops and get out before you finish the obstacle.
That's crazy.
That's
So
All
yeah.
right.
I know they're trying to say that they're supposed to be like, take more time and whatnot, but I don't believe it. And I just kind of want to see it for myself.
So, as you guys know, we talked. So basically, when I did the Atlanta trifecta weekend, I did the Beast Sprint Super. The Beast, my whole idea was to time my obstacle and in the penalty loops because I've heard that the penalty loops are kind of a
That's
joke.
right.
So I was like, hey,
Hmm.
maybe like if I did the penalty loops, maybe that could be a better strategy. So the Beast, most of the obstacles, I went ahead and did the obstacles, and then for most of the supers, I did on the super, I did a lot of the penalty loops, and the sprint, I did like two penalty loops as well.
All right.
Overall, I got like 10. So we can see what the differences on time were.
Nice.
Okay.
Man,
Cool.
at the end of the super, I'll be honest, like it was getting annoying. Like doing those penalty loops, I'm
Doing
like,
the loops?
this sucks. It sucks. I mean, it took a lot of the fun out of it,
Okay.
and
Uh,
that's why I've been doing it, but that's why we do OCRs, right? It's
That's
for the
right.
fun.
Of course.
right.
Otherwise we can just go running. Um,
Yuck.
so yeah, so I like since I'm an age group, I tried to be a little more competitive and I just wanted to see if maybe, you know,
That's right.
that would work. So let's see what do I got here. Oh, actually, I
Okay,
got to
cool.
figure out how to screen share here, right?
And just so that everybody knows too, this is not your first rodeo. You did a trifecta weekend, but how many races overall do you think you've done?
Um, I'm probably in like 40, 45 maybe.
Right
Last
on.
year I did I got a times eight trifecta.
Oh, you got
So I
one of the dinner plates, one of those giant
yeah, the
the
smaller
medals?
dinner plates. I
Yeah,
mean, I
okay.
didn't get to the
You
ones
didn't
like
get
that.
that.
That's
Okay.
huge, but yeah, I got a decent one. So I've
Very
I've
nice.
I've got experience doing this, and I think like I started timing my obstacles last year, middle of last year, and I think my obstacle efficiency has gotten a lot better. So at least there's that. But I think that's another thing that we can talk about as we go on is like
Right.
just the amount of time you sit there and kind of wait to do that
Yeah.
obstacle
Yep.
before when if it's burpees, I'd sit there for like 30 seconds and like kind of like get myself calm because like I
Yeah.
don't want to do burpees.
Right, exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So I did 10 obstacles. So we got helix, monkey bars, inverted wall, zigzag, multi-rig roll climb, bender, box beater, hook hoist. And then I did like an average time of each. So if we just look at the obstacle times and what it took me, so like we were anywhere between like I think 16 seconds for like the inverted wall. That's going to be
Yeah.
a
Up and
shorter
over.
one,
A
but
quick up
Hmm.
and over.
yep,
Yep.
yeah. And then
Yep.
like the zigzag wall is probably one of my slower obstacles
Same
anyway.
here. Hmm.
So on average, we've got about 31 seconds for those over those 10 obstacles. Overall time, 5 minutes and 7 seconds.
This is cool data.
Ah,
This is
Yeah,
great.
thank you. Thank you. So then if we look at the penalty time, so go ahead and do the penalty loops. Um, they're a lot worse than I anticipated, honestly.
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought it would be at least close to what the obstacle would be, or maybe even faster. And even if it wasn't slower or wasn't faster, I thought I would like get out of it feeling maybe a little more refreshed by not having to like stop and kind of like keep your pace up. I don't think that was the case at all. So yeah, so we're on average we're close to a minute and 46 seconds, and you can see the time for all these
All
pedal
right.
loops is a
Wow.
little different, right?
And all of these penalty loops were a standard, what, 200 meters?
Well, let me show you that.
Okay.
Hold
I'll get there
on.
in one
Hold
second.
on.
So,
Yep, yep.
wow, 1742, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's an extra 12 minutes, over 12 minutes
Ouch.
of penalty
Ouch.
time just for those 10 obstacles. So Yeah, that's a lot. That's significant. That is significant for sure. So if you look at the length of them, so this is, I did it in meters because they said it's supposed to be 200 meters if it's flat, 100 meters if it's like an incline. So I converted it from miles to meters, but we can kind of see roughly how long they were. So most of them were about 200, maybe just even over.
Some longer. It looks like they've got that Spartan math there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Because their maps always, well, it's a 5K and it's like 4.5 miles. Like, all right.
Yep.
Wow. All right.
So and just from my like quick the description of some of the obstacles, like, or some of the penalty loops, like Helix was probably one of the hardest ones, because that was just through the woods and there was just tape and there was nothing brushed out. So I'm running by trees and like little like limbs and vines and stuff, and it was hard. It was tough. Like you couldn't just breeze through that. Most of them, like the inverted wall was has a good uphill to it. So it's shorter, but it still took me a little bit. I think there was 2 of them that were relatively flat. I think Beater and Herkoist were actually pretty flat. So they were my quicker ones, but they were still over 200 meters. So overall, we got an average of 208 meters. So kind of we hit that average of 208. But I think the other telling part is the amount of distance that we had. Like extra 1.3 miles. That's a lot.
That is
for like super, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're adding what, 30% extra?
About 20%. Like so 10K. Well, if it's a 10K, extra 2 kilometers, about 20%.
Wow.
So and I'll be honest, like also like I felt really dumb like skipping like Helix.
Some gimme obstacles.
Yeah. So like I'd always just like I touch the obstacle, I'll be like, this is for science.
Right. It's a good cause. It's benefiting humanity. Don't judge me.
Yeah, exactly. I felt real dumb doing it. I'm like, you know what? Just do it. Just get it done. And yeah. So it kind of sucked. Like the first couple were fine, but after that, I'm like, man, I'm not having fun with this. I'm like, God, just do it. I did skip a couple. Like they had one at like the 7-foot wall. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And like the slip wall, I'm like, oh,
I have to go over those. We're not doing penalty loops for that. This is great data. All right, a couple of questions. And I'm looking at the blue versus the green. All right. And I'm judging from what you said, concerning these penalty loops. Do you feel like these were an actual penalty? Do you feel like you were being penalized or chastised, or it was extra effort? Does it feel like it was adequate to punish people who didn't?
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like it was a penalty.
Okay,
I'll say that. Is it similar to burpees? Absolutely not.
No,
I would take a penalty loop over burpees any day of the week.
Likewise.
But what another thing, like, at least for me to point out, like the hardest obstacle for me is Olympus. Like hands down, it's hard, and I think it takes a lot out of you.
Yep.
Right. Because you use your legs so much to push off of the board, and by the time you're done, like now you got to run with those legs. I actually, in the Beast and the Super, I just did the penalty loop. Like I don't feel like Olympus is worth doing now, because I think that takes more out of me than just running the penalty.
Interesting. So you could have a strategy.
A little extra time. So you're going to lose a little time, but you're going to be more fresh for the remainder of the race. So,
but typical, elite or AG, you're going to push through those penalty loops.
Mm-hmm.
It might, the cool off period after getting off of Olympus, where you'd have to sort of regen your legs or your forearms, maybe the time is close to evening out at that point, especially if you're doing multiple laps, like in an ultra. Very interesting.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
And I would say, like in an ultra, I would hands down skip, just because, like, you guys have done an ultra, right?
Yep.
I think I've seen you guys do it, right? I did my first one in North Carolina last year. And man, my arms are cashed at the end. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Likewise.
Yes.
So like stuff like skipping Olympus, like would probably been a great idea. And even I don't know what else, like for an ultra, I don't know what else I would try to skip. I probably wouldn't try, but yeah, I think it's like a better option than burpees.
So, this is obviously all scientific data. You don't typically go to intentionally skip obstacles to go run an extra mile and a half in penalty loops. Would you recommend doing this ever again?
No.
Would you? No. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
But
I think it was dumb.
You would. I think it's great for an experiment. I think it's fantastic. Is it a cautionary tale? Maybe, like, hey, go out there and try the obstacles. Don't just skip them all to do the penalty loops, because what we're gathering is you're going to do some extra mileage, extra work,
a lot more miles,
and it's boring. You said it was boring. You get
so
bored
boring.
with it.
It's so boring. It's a mentality. I'm going to stop sharing if you guys don't mind.
Yeah,
if you need to cover that. But like the thing about it too is like it's a mental thing, right?
Sure.
Like when you're doing those penalty loops and you're seeing everyone like finish the obstacle and you're just like running down, like it's just
feel guilty. Everybody's looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that obstacle would take me 14 seconds to finish. Let me go run. Yeah.
For a minute and a half.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. Question 2. Did you get the new version of the zigzag wall?
I did. Yeah.
What were your thoughts there? What was that like?
So that was interesting. So basically you just had like the pipes for like a monkey bar going to the first wall, right? They didn't have I saw in West Virginia that they had ropes at the last wall.
Right.
This time they didn't. They just had basically there was 5 walls total instead of 3. First wall was monkey bars. And then you just have blocks going all the way around.
Okay.
The interesting part about it though was I did it the 2 times I did it. I went so that I went into a wall instead of like on the outside of a corner with the monkey bars. So because there's 5 walls, you now have either 2 inside corners or 2 outside corners. Right.
Okay.
And obviously like the inside corners are easier.
Right. Of
Right.
course.
So you want to make sure to plan for that.
Sure.
And I don't know. I kind of want to try. I might try it at some point, but doing an outside corner, because like going from monkey bars to an outside corner, I don't know how easy that would be.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Well, worst case scenario, you skip the damn thing and take the penalty loop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm seeing some cool guitars behind you. What do you got back there? What is?
Those are just a couple of actually. So I'm working with this company called Zounds. They're like an online music retailer. So I get guitars and stuff from them just to review and send back.
Cool.
So this is that one's a Kirk Hammett guitar from Metallica. There we go. And then this one over here, that one. Oh man, right. There we go. That one. Mess it up. That's James Hetfield. James Hetfield guitar. I'm surprised you can see it because it's all camo, but yeah.
Well, you're not rude like we are. We have blurred backgrounds. Yeah. Got laundry hanging up over there. It's like my PT gear. It kind of stinks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely had to clean up before I have like crap. Like if you don't want to see the sides of my studio because it's a mess.
So tell me about your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So it's Bun Metal Head. I just do guitar and guitar gear reviews and tips and tricks and that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of just a fun thing. I like doing the videos. I think I got a lot of knowledge. I've been playing for 25 years, I think. So just like making videos and sharing the knowledge and trying out different guitars.
Awesome.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
That is very cool. You got some cool ones back there.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, great data, great experiment.
That's fun.
Super, super cool. Good luck at your ultra, man, and the rest of your race season. And everybody definitely check out Bun Metal Head. All right, we're going to put some links to your channel down in the description below. And regardless, no matter where you're running or which obstacles you're skipping, Remember, as always, trade hard,
Have
have
fun.
fun.